All right, let's do this. Everybody stand up. We're gonna do a warm up, and then we're gonna do we're gonna do a second warm up, and then. All right, so the front page. Let's work on buyer closes. So we're gonna do some role play push-ups right now. So I'm gonna say something, and then you repeat it, and then you guys are gonna do some. You're gonna practice on each other for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna do some freestyle at the end, which means if you're feeling brave, I'm gonna call on you, and we're gonna actually do some live role play. All right, but let's do some push-ups right now, which is I'm gonna say something starting on page 77. Buyer trial closes to set appointments, and then you guys are gonna repeat. Now here's what you're working on. You're working on inflection. You're working on pauses. I'm going to communicate it so you can hear it, and then you guys repeat it. All right, so number one, if you see the perfect home and it's a great deal, you'll consider it, correct? If you see the perfect home and it's a great deal, you'll consider it, correct? If there is a financial advantage to buy now versus waiting, could I share that with you? If there is a financial advantage to buy now versus waiting, could I share that with you? If you buy a home in the next 3 months, would that be a problem? If you buy a home in the next 3 months, would that be a problem? If you feel confident you can buy now, would you? If you feel confident you can buy now, would you? If there's new information to access off-market properties, do you mind if I give that to you? If there's new information to access off-market properties, do you mind if I give that to you? If there's a way to save thousands of dollars when you buy, are you okay with that? If there's a way to save thousands of dollars when you buy, are you okay with that? Would looking at inside market information on the best deal possible be helpful? Would looking at inside market information on the best deal possible be helpful? If I share options you're not seeing now for clarity on what's best for you, is that a problem? If I share options you're not seeing now for clarity on what's best for you, is that a problem? Would a second opinion on your options be unreasonable? Would a second opinion on options be unreasonable? If there's new information on options, can I give that to you? If there's new information on options, can I give that to you? Okay, here's what I want you to do. We're gonna, for the purpose of time's sake, I want you to pair up with a partner, and on the following page, here's what I want you to do. You're gonna go, so we're only gonna go through 7, A through D, okay? But I want you to go fast. Go fast. Because all you're really doing is, and you're reading to internalize, and here's what you're gonna do. I'm role playing with Gulai, and I say, hey Gulai, I think I'm just gonna hold off. Gulai's gonna read A. And then I'm gonna go, well, I just think, if you could just send me something. And then Gulai's gonna read B. And then I go, oh, I'm just gonna hold off. And Gulai reads C. And I go, well, I'm just not ready yet. And Gulai reads D. And then we're gonna flip. Okay, so resist 4 times. The other person reads 4 times. Go fast. Go fast. Okay? Because when we're done with this, we're still gonna role play. Pick a partner. Go. Yep. So resist and read 4 times. Flip. Let's go. What? Okay, here we go. If you're not done, too bad. All right, let's go. So the reason why we did this was to internalize concepts, ideas. Last week we were talking about closing at the open house and being able to bring value to somebody, to assign value to the appointment so that they would take the next best step, which was set an appointment and have us sit down together. Because you cannot convince somebody to do business with you standing at an open house or having an initial conversation with somebody. You have to get to an appointment. Like, we need to get to an appointment, seller, buyer. All right, we're talking about buyers right now. Next week, we'll talk about sellers. We'll start with pre-qualification. We can do some of that role play. I like that idea. We haven't done that in a long time. Okay, so So you got some good ideas on trial closes that help me understand if somebody might be susceptible to an appointment. That's what a trial close is. A trial close is you're trying them out, you're feeling them out to see if they might be open to a conversation to sit down and talk. Because when do I use a trial close? I use a trial close when I've had a good conversation, and I might ask them, well, hey, if you see the perfect home and it's a great deal, would you consider it? Because originally they said, we're just kind of looking around. And so I get a little bit more clarity, Larry, with them on, well, if you saw the perfect home and it was the right price, you thought it was a good deal, would you seriously consider it? Well, maybe. Okay, well, they're not just looking. Because remember who I am to them. Who am I? Stranger. Salesperson. Okay? And there's another time when you use trial closes. Initially, when you're trying to talk to them and they're just rejecting, and they're not having any of what you say, expired, right? Hey, if you had an offer in the next 60 to 90 days, would that be a problem for you? Yes, it would. I'm not doing, okay, I know now. They're not serious. Well, maybe, what do you got? Okay, so trial closes you use when the conversation's falling apart, or you're at the end of a good conversation and you wanna segue into setting an appointment. That's when you use trial closes. Okay, all this other stuff on the back are these time stalls, are general responses that, and I'm gonna keep doing these, and I'll tell you why I'm gonna keep doing these at Power Hour, because I don't have these internalized the way that I'd like to have them. I wrote them, they've been battle tested, we've used them in Power Hour, but I don't use those enough when I get to that point of being able to help people through to the next step, because there's still too many people that I'm talking to that I know could and should be appointments. If anything, for a consultation and not an actual presentation, David, because maybe I know that they're not gonna be there yet, but I also know that if I could get out in front of them and establish some more rapport, that even if though they're not ready within the next 30 days to sign a contract, that it would definitely help my case to build that relationship, to be out there in front of them and to be there with them. And they just need a little extra back patting and love tapping to go, it's gonna be okay, let's just sit down and talk. But you're letting them go, and then once they're gone, they're gone. They're gone. Happened to me just this weekend. I'm like, Saturday, those 3, right? I got 1, signed 1. The other 2, I was calling expired. Saturday, had 3 good leads. Yeah, but I let 2 of them go, and one of them was like, oh yeah, you're from New York, I'm from New York. And oh, my other agent, he was such a baba ganoush, and you're pretty cool. And I'm like, cool, awesome, okay. She's like, yeah, call me Monday. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll call you Monday. Call, text, what happened? Nothing, ghosted. I was like, yeah. I'm like, I thought we were kumbaris. I thought we were familia. Wasn't it? Yeah, nope. They do not want to be your friend. Do not. So when you get them there, and I tried too, I took one swing at her where I'm like, hey, well, usually if Tuesday or Wednesday were to work better, which one? And then I can call you Monday, we can figure it out. And so I did take a swing at it, but then she still pushed me off and said, well, call me Monday, we'll work it out. Stuff could be going on, she could be busy, she could be sick, that definitely happens. The point is though, is if you don't try to nail somebody down, once you've gotten affirmation that they're seriously considering to do something, and you don't really try to assign value to the appointment and get them to sit down and talk with you, then look, the likelihood once they're gone, they're gone. It's already hard enough. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up on the board and then we're gonna role play. We're gonna freestyle role play. Because we talked about the ability to assign value to the appointment. You need some sort of value. We talked about that last week on what I use. Clarity, options, certainty, timing, win-win, how to win. That's what I say. How to win. Okay, that's the value I use to assign to the appointment. Strike commitment, and then assumptive close. Assumptive close. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put all this together, and then you can read, you can freestyle, I don't really care, but trial closes can help some of that material right there can help, but ultimately we're going to practice setting an appointment. Let's use this into the context of we're at an open house because we've been doing that, and I want to dive deeper on that. And I want to bring some value to why we would have an appointment. Strike commitment, assumptive close. What's strike commitment mean, Nicole?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jen.
No obligation.
No obligations. No commitments. I could just literally say that. Hey, you guys have heard me say this a million times. Hey, you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense for you, right?
Yeah.
So strike commitment, because in their mind, they think that appointment equals commitment. That's the problem. They think appointment equals commitment. All the time. They think appointment equals a commitment. So address it right up front. Hey, listen, let's just sit down and talk. I know you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense for you. Hey, let me just bring you the information. No commitments. We're just going to have a conversation and then keep moving. Assumptive close. Tuesday at 4, Wednesday at 6. Weekends, weekdays. Later in the day, earlier in the day. Assumptive close. Take control. Drive to the close. Bring value. Hey, you know what? It sounds like, based off of what you're saying, our next best step is to sit down and talk a little bit more. And I'll tell you what I will do. I'll bring some options. That way you can have clarity and certainty around what's best for you. And maybe even more importantly, timing. Like, when to engage the market, and so you can figure out how to win. I think I literally used every single one. I don't always do that though. Like, I just pick one or two or three. Strike commitment, assumptive close. I know you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense for you. Tuesday at 4 or Wednesday at 6. Okay, here we go. If you're playing, stand up. And we're going to role play. Okay? Okay. Jen, you're the only one. Oh, no.
I am standing. I know I'm short.
I know, I thought you were sitting. Okay. So let's context. Open house, okay? We've seen everything. You've asked me presume some context as far as motivation or things I told you. Just make it up as we go and presume that there's some motivation there based off of what I told you. Okay, pretty cool. Nice house, Jen. Thanks for letting us walk through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by the open house.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned earlier that you were in the neighborhood and you're possibly looking. Is that right?
Yeah, we've been renting in this neighborhood for coming up on 2 years.
Coming up on 2 years.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Yep.
And so what's important to you about this neighborhood?
Honestly, schools. When we do move, I want to keep the kids in the same school district. Mm-hmm.
Right. And right now, are you renting or?
Yeah, renting.
Oh, you're renting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So possibly looking to see when to make a good move.
Yeah, our lease is coming up in June, so in a few months from now. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what if we do this? What would it look like to get some clarity about the best time and what your options are? So we can sit down together for 30 minutes, absolutely no commitment, no obligation assigned, and then you can make the best decision for you and your family. How does that sound?
That doesn't sound too bad. Do you think you could just maybe send me some of the information?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to send you information. And as you know, there's information all over the internet. We all have Zillow. We all have all kinds of things. But the best thing I like to do is advise my clients on how to best leverage that information. So I'm available Saturday at 11. Does that work for you?
Yeah, I could sit down and talk Saturday at 11. All right, I'll take it. Right, because what do I say when somebody wants me to just send them some information?
Yeah, it's like
So what did you say again? Tell me what you said.
we all have Zillow. We all have all the information.
Yeah.
You said yes, I can do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
But we all have access to the information. What I like to do is advise my clients on how
Yeah.
to best leverage the information.
Yeah. So page 84 has some good level shifts when you reinterpret the objection, because somebody goes, send me some information. Okay, what's the objection? I just send me some information. So what are they really saying? I just want some information, but what are they really saying? They need some more time, they need some more understanding. So level shifting would be almost any of these where you go, okay, Jen, I understand, you need some more information. I totally understand that. And look, I might feel the same way if I were you. What I hear you saying, you see that? And you see those in the other A, B, C, D. Are those your thoughts? What I hear you saying, I'm getting the feeling, it looks like. Okay, so I might feel the same way, Jen, as you. You want some more information. And what I hear you saying, I think, is that you want to feel comfortable with the market before you make any moves. Is that how you feel?
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. If you can nail down what they're feeling or thinking, but you got to think about what they might be thinking or feeling, which is what? And these are, look, by the way, you don't have to read their mind. Okay, all right? All right, this is general apprehension and anxiety. Send me information. Why would they say that? They need more time. They need to slow down the sales process. They need more understanding of the market. They're not sure if they're ready yet. Okay? So when you can identify that, okay, I repeat and approve. Okay, you want to hold off right now? Okay, you need a little bit more information. I totally understand that. I might feel the same way if I were you. And so I'm getting the feeling that you want to be on the same page as the market and feel secure about the process. Is that how you feel? Yeah. And they go, yes. Let me tell you something. When you get that tie down there, and it happens 100% of the time, they go, yeah, that's how I feel. Because you've identified their fear, anxiety, apprehension, doubt, question. You've identified it. This is really important stuff, by the way. Like, I mean, if you can do this, you're really aligning yourself with being a much higher level communicator. Because remember what's at stake right now. $10,000 conversation, $20,000 conversation, $30,000 conversation. That's what's at stake right now. You're not just going to be nice and like say something kind of okay and then follow. You might get lucky with that, but it's not a duplicatable process. For you to have constructive and collaborative conversations and identify their fears or their objections or their resistance, their fears, their doubts, anxieties, their questions. Hey, Jen, you want to hold off right now and send you some information? I respect that. I mean, I would think the same thing as you, and I can see you don't want to waste any time when you don't have to. Are those your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why we would need to meet. I mean, I know, we both know time's money. And so this is just like that. I'm gonna share with you how to save time so you can keep more of your money. Oh, if you're a D, boom, yeah, like that. Now, as you see, they're disc sensitive. But honestly, I mean, if you just internalize these concepts and identifying the doubt, fear, insecurity question, identifying the objection, getting confirmation on it, and then using that as the excuse on why you do need to meet, I might be going too deep for you guys right now. No? Yes? Are you with me? This is human psychology. Okay? These are this is a $10,000 conversation. You're gonna have to go higher brow than just smile, look professional, and have some waters at your open house. Huh? Okay. All right. Give it up for Jen. Give it up for Jen. Okay. David, thanks for the open house. It's a very nice house. I appreciate you letting us come through.
Pauly, that's great. I'm glad you guys took time. If I understand correctly, you are looking to relocate to the area, and your time commitment's about 6 months?
Exactly. I'm not in a huge rush, so I think within 6 months, we'd be ready. So, we're just kind of looking around.
I absolutely understand it. Sounds like you're looking to get as much clarity about the market as you can in the next couple of weeks so you feel comfortable about your options.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you be able to just meet? There's no commitment at all, so we could back into your timing and see how it's a win-win for you for the market. Would tomorrow or this afternoon work?
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's for sure. Like, I'm definitely trying to figure it out still, and because it's 6 months out, we're taking our time. And if you want to send me something, my email's there on the sign-in. I'd be happy to take a look at that and talk to you as we get closer to that time frame.
Absolutely, I understand that. Certainly, I don't want you to rush into anything. And yet, if you found a house that fit your needs, would you be willing to move?
If it was the right one. Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be like, check all the boxes. Yeah.
Well, you don't owe me anything, but I think you owe your family the opportunity just to look at all the opportunities that are available for you. Let's just sit down, like I said. If you don't owe me any commitment, we can sit down and look at it, and I've got some market listings that might check your boxes. Would this afternoon still work, or tomorrow?
There we go. All right. Don't leave it on the table, man. They ain't gonna close themselves. Yeah, they ain't gonna close themselves. A super amiable might, but even then, no. Jen's like, no. No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
If you don't lead them, they lead you.
That's good.
True.
You don't lead them, they lead you. I say, if you ain't driving, they are.
Yeah.
And they ain't gonna take you to where you wanna go. They're taking a detour to see you later.
Yeah.
Never gonna call you again. Because the matter of fact, he said something in there, great use of the trial close. Hey, all right, so I'm pushing it off, and then he goes, well, if it was the right house, would you consider it? And I go, yeah, I mean, it'd have to be the right one, though. Of course, yeah, no, I mean, because remember, we're not convincing them to do business with us or to do business now. Like, you're not convincing. You're sorting to figure out what's going on, and then the only thing you're really selling is the conversation to go, all right, let's have a serious conversation. Because even at that conversation, there still might not be a buyer rep agreement signed. There still might not be a commitment to move forward. But I'll tell you what'll happen if you get to that appointment. Rapport up, trust up, likelihood to get the contract signed up.
So I notice even when you're striking commitment, or when you're like, you even do like, hey, there's no obligation. Like, your hands up, like,
Yeah.
you even back away a little.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, even you do that before the something closed.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, there's no commitment. Like,
Yeah. I think it's really important to be intentional with your body language, especially at the beginning, where like what's happening is you might be saying things, but you're saying them because your mind says to do it, but your heart is like, I'm scared to say this. I don't really know what I'm gonna say at the appointment. I don't want you to think I'm salesy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we talked about this yesterday at the 6 Personal Perspectives. When your physiology, your body, matches your psychology, you're very, very powerful. So when I do, and part of it's because I'm Italian, right? And is that I already speak a lot with my body, right? We all do, by the way. That's body language is 55% plus, right, of your communication. But your communication with your body language, because your psychology is maybe again, logically you're saying things, but like in your heart you're scared, or you're fearful, or you're not confident, and so your body language is like, would that make sense? And the energy is like, I'm scared, please don't say yes. Right? Zach yesterday, right? Zach was like, I don't even know, I'm scared, I don't know where I'm gonna go if they say yes. And I told him, I go, you practice your presentation, your prospecting skills will go up immediately. Because you know where you're going and you're comfortable trying to get them there. Because if you don't know where you're going, then you're trying to get them to say yes to what? Your mouth's doing one thing, but your energy and your tonality is saying another thing. Your body language is doing another thing. And so even if it's over the phone, we're at the open house, right? Because I'll do that. Even at appointments, I'll be real careful and I'll be very intentional with how I position my body or how I talk with my body, because they're subconsciously absorbing that. And even if you're not in person and you're over the phone, like they can, you ever hear somebody smile over the phone?
Yes.
You ever hear somebody who is not smiling over the phone? You're like, oh my God, somebody's paying you per hour to talk to me right now? Horrible, right? Okay. One more. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Nicole, a great open house. Thanks so much. I appreciate you letting me walk through. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, Paul. Thanks for coming. So you got an offer ready?
Yeah, not on this one. I think just the yard's too small, the layout's too small. I'm looking for more space inside and out, I think, for the right property for my family.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So are you guys currently in the area or coming into the area?
No, we're close by right now. We have a rental. We rented something out when we moved from out of state. So we just did that temporarily to get in the area for the school zones.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you like these school zones?
Yeah.
And you're in a rental. When's that rental out?
I'd say it's June, July.
June or July? Okay.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like you got a little bit of time. No?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to find that rental?
Not too long, 30 days maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we weren't looking for perfection in a rental, right?
No, it was just area. I mean, it's a super small house, and it was just something temporary. So
Not a fit at all?
no.
Yeah.
No.
So you would prefer to be out of it in the next 6 months than have to extend that lease, correct?
I mean, ideally, I'm not looking to
Absolutely.
go month to month because the price goes up and it's not crazy, but I prefer not to do that.
Yeah, and you want to start investing in your own home versus paying someone else's.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So Paul, what I would love to do with you is sit down with you and your family and just try to figure out what does that sound. It sounds like you kind of have a good plan, like the yard's too small, the interior's too small, so you kind of have an idea in your mind of what you might be looking for. So I'd love to sit down with you guys and be able to get you more of those exact homes instead of you just kind of fishing around on the internet, clicking away and wasting the front picture looks amazing, you get into it and it's like, the bedrooms are tiny or whatever. So I'd love to streamline that for you. Would you be available today at 2 or tomorrow at 4?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to take a look at some more properties. The thing is that, it's still a few more months out and we're still, like I said, we're just casually looking right now. So maybe as we get a little bit closer to that time frame,
Yeah, absolutely.
we could meet. I'm not ready right now to do something.
Yeah, I completely understand you're not ready right now. I think I would feel the same way. And we always feel like we have more time than we actually have. And what I mean by that, Paul, is how would you feel if the right one came along and you weren't ready to jump on it?
I mean, if it's the right one, I want to take a look at it for sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, and I understand not being sure and being confused in the moment. You have so much information coming at you, Paul, and I'd just like to help you figure out how to use that information on the houses that you're clicking on and actually see how long it does take you to physically get in a home. So would tomorrow at 2 or today at 4 work better for you?
I guess we could talk today at 4. What'd you like? Gulai.
I missed a lot on that one.
What'd you like? Gulai.
Oh, she told about the timing. You didn't take care about the rental is not that important. You didn't pay
Yeah.
attention, but now you are looking for a house, and she trying to tie down for the timing. Like, let's sit down there.
Yeah.
I understand it.
She said something I like too that I'm gonna steal, and I'm gonna that I think that if you slowed it down, it would have even been more powerful. You know what it was?
Was it about the win-win?
The right one comes along.
No, it was time. I mean, we all feel like we have more time than we usually do.
Yeah.
Everybody feels like that. By the way, when you identify how do I call this? A common truth.
Universal truth.
Universal truth. When you identify a universal truth, like
Yeah.
nail it,
Yeah.
right? That's a universal truth. Hey, I mean, we all feel like we have more, and maybe you don't even have to tie it down. I'm like having this role play in my head while I'm talking to you, because I think like if I said something like that where I go, hey, I mean, everybody feels like we have more time than we normally do. Isn't that right? It feels a little clunky, but to me. But hey, I mean, everybody feels like we have more time than we usually do. And then look at them and go, you know what I mean?
Pause after it and look at you, but I don't know. Was it not a long enough pause?
It felt fast. I was like, ooh, yeah. I was my natural instinct was like, yeah, you're right. But when you identify a universal truth, that time is money thing, you can't say that to everybody. But for a high D, because it may seem cheesy, but by the way, like cheesy actually works. Think of the commercials you remember the most. They're probably the worst, like the cheesiest. I'm not saying this ain't about cheesy, but I'm just saying like universal truths are definitely impactful and universal. What were you laughing about over here? You were laughing. You were like,
No, nothing.
no.
Just it was funny what you did. Like,
And then they go, and then they do that. They'll laugh, or they'd be like, if we were at the open house, and I go, I mean, everybody feels like we have more time than we usually do. And then they go, yeah. So that's all I'm saying. I mean, obviously time's going to go quickly, and I know you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense for you. So look, let's just sit down and talk a little bit more about timing and about clarity on your options, because you're moving from a rental to a new home to a home that you're going to buy. It doesn't matter. Or you're going from your home that you're going to sell and that you're going to have to buy another one. Obviously, there's lots of steps there to be able to navigate that. And that conversation will absolutely give you clarity on how to navigate and what your options are. And then look, I'll leave that information with you. I know you're not going to do anything until you're ready. What works better for you and your wife usually? Evenings or weekends? When are you guys usually home together? Okay, takeaways today. Takeaways today. Elham.
Identify their feelings.
Identify their feelings. Is that how you feel? Are those your thoughts? Feelings and thoughts. Yeah. When you do that with the objection, feels like maybe you're just not, you want to take your time. You want to be careful. Those identifiers right there are universal. You could use those for any objection, really. That's why I'm going to focus on those in Power Hour, because if you guys get those down, like, you can be very powerful. All of a sudden, you go from here to here, right? Here to here, and then you're where you want to be. Can we just sit down and talk? Can we just have a conversation? You're motivated. You have a time frame. You're open to consideration. Me and you, right? Okay. Takeaways. Elena.
Leverage, strike commitments, and kind of, how do you say, get them in a sense? Kind
Yeah.
of make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, acknowledge the fact, like, we're just going to have a conversation.
Right. I'm constantly need to find a way to help people feel comfortable. I'm a salesperson. I'm a stranger. This is a big deal. Appointment equals commitment. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Is that how you feel? Are those your thoughts? Well, what if? Well, what about what if this happened? Or what if we talked about that? Talked. Just sit down, talk, share. Love those comfort words to that's all we're going to do. I don't want to convince anybody anything. Okay, Larry, take away.
Same thing, understanding the feelings and, relating to them as you're having a conversation and kind of bring them in.
Okay. Carla. What's your takeaway?
Now he remembers.
No, I'm calling on you at the beginning and ending of every class. Right. What do you think? What's your takeaway today? Aha.
Clarity.
Clarity? How's that?
When talking to them, identifying, their fears, objections.
Good. Okay. Jamel.
Trying to match body language to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Being a little more confident in what you're saying.
Yeah. Confidence is everything. Everything. You could actually not say very good things, but you're super confident and people follow. Confidence, look, without getting political, last two, Obama, Trump, confidence through the roof. Through the roof. People follow Trump because he's confident. People followed Obama because he was freaking confident. And they're like, yeah, I like that. Trump, yeah, I like that. Right? People follow them because they are freaking confident as People follow people who are confident, not people who are weak. You have to be confident in these conversations, and you don't have to have all the experience, but all you need is a little bit of understanding on direction and information. You don't need a ton of experience for that. Okay, let's stand up.